Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be discussing about the waterfall model and the V model. So to understand various process models, these are classified into prescriptive process models and agile process models. Under prescriptive process models, we try to follow a sequential or an iterative approach to towards the development of a successful software. So, few of the prescriptive process models are waterfall model, rapid application development model, evolutionary process model, etc. At the other end, we have agile process models which deserve the need of the real-time projects, and under agile process models, we have extreme programming, adaptive development software, dynamic software development model, etc. To begin with, the first prescriptive process model that is available in any software engineering process is waterfall model. So, as the name itself indicates, this model is just like a waterfall which moves in a forward direction from one phase or one activity to the other, putting all the framework activities one after the other, starting from requirements analysis to design, then implementation, testing, deployment, and finally maintenance. So, we have to proceed from one activity to the other. That is, after completion of one activity only, the other activity will take place. Hence, it is in the form of a waterfall which moves only in a forward direction. There is no backtracking taken place here in this waterfall model. So, this model is usually suitable whenever we have to follow a linear or a sequential approach. Hence, waterfall model is also known as classical life cycle model or linear or sequential process model. So, in this particular waterfall model, all the development stages are connected in the form of a cascade. Each stage in turn is giving some sort of concrete deliverable, and even the inputs which are categorized or which are taken in each stage are documented thoroughly. The next stage cannot start before the completion of the previous stage. So, for example, if I have to communicate with the stakeholders, I need to take all the stakeholders into consideration, communicate with them, and then only I can proceed to the next stage. If I have missed even one of the stakeholders, then until I receive the inputs from those stakeholders, I cannot proceed with the further stage. So, uh, there is also no ability to see and try the software until the last stage, that is, until the product is completely deployed, which results in higher project risk. And of course, the results also will be unpredictable. In this particular model, testing is often rushed and errors are extremely costlier to fix. So, waterfall model is frequently implemented based on a functional decomposition concept where we focus on what the system does and we apply top-down analysis and design methodology. Also, this model is something which maps easily to the conventional programming languages. So when we give examples for this waterfall model, so the projects which are small or mid-sized with clearly defined and unchanging requirements. These sort of requirements only can prefer waterfall model. If there is a need to keep changing the requirements, then in such cases, waterfall model is not suitable. Also, project where there is a need for strict control, predictable budget and timelines. For example, like we have various government projects where the schedule timelines are all decided in the beginning, and there is no scope to modify them as we progress. So such projects fit well for the to be developed using waterfall model. But for larger projects and continuously changing requirement projects, they are not fit to be implemented using this waterfall model. Also, the projects where a well-known technology stack and tools are used. Okay, they also form a proper set for implementation using waterfall model. So the limitations of proceeding with this waterfall model are: it is difficult to accommodate changes after the process is underway. One phase has to be completed before moving on with the next phase. Also, if the project is not partitioned flexibly into different stages, then it would be difficult to meet various customer requirements. Hence, this model is appropriate only when the requirements are thoroughly understood and there will not be any further changes to the particular set of requirements. Also, it is mostly used for large systems where a system is developed at several sites. Moving on with another variation of waterfall model, that is V model. So V here represents validation and verification. This is also an example of linear model where each stage has a corresponding testing activity. So testing is an activity carried out to uncover errors at various phases in a software engineering process. So here in a V model, we try to link every phase. If it is requirements analysis phase, there also we apply testing. If it is design phase, there also we apply testing. Like that, as we progress, okay, from one stage to the other, we apply testing. So such workflow organization, it implies exceptional quality control. But at the same time, this model is most expensive because testing is carried out at each and every stage. And not only expensive, it is also one of the time consuming models. And if there are mistakes which are made in requirement specification or coding and architecture, and if they are detected early, then still it is very expensive to deal with those difficulties or errors which occur through various phases. So once we have thoroughly fixed set of requirements, thoroughly analysis is carried out, then only it is preferable to go with the V model. And if we have strict budget, strict constraints, then in that case it is not preferable. So this is how the V model looks like in the form of a V, where we have various phases arranged one below the other, starting from the requirements analysis phase, system design phase, architectural design, module design, and coding phase. So during each and every phase, we are trying to apply a category of testing. So during the design of modules or components, unit testing is applied. When we are designing the architecture, which shows how the modules are connected to each other, we perform integration testing. System testing, system design is representing overall system as a whole, where we perform system testing. And when we are analyzing the requirements, the acceptance level of those requirements is assured using acceptance testing. So this is about the V model, which is also a variation of a linear or sequential model, and it is preferable when the requirements have not to be changed, that is the requirements are fixed, and where you have abundant amount of time to carry out the testing at various phases. Thank you for watching. Please like my videos and subscribe to my channel.